Well, we're now getting an update in the 200 crore Punjab irrigation scam. The Punjab Chief Minister has given permission for a probe to be conducted against 2 ex-ministers and 3 former IAS officers. So, trouble seeming to mount for the Akali Dal ministers. The former Chief Secretary and 2 former IAS officers will now be probed. The 2 former ministers, of course, are Janeja Singh Sekho and Sharanjit Singh Dhillon of the Shiromani Akali Dal. Now, just to give our viewers a bit of a backgrounder into this, it was in 2017 with the arrest of the contractor who went by the name of Gurinder, who then revealed that these ministers and bureaucrats were also involved. Amandeep is reporting on this. He now joins us. Good morning, Amandeep. Give us more details in terms of the action that we are seeing now.
Well, Nupur, the point is that this FIR was registered in 2017, and in fact, after the interrogation of contractor Gurinder Singh, the names of 2 ministers and 3 IAS officers, including former Chief Secretary Sarvesh Kaushal and 2 other secretaries. And in fact, since then, the vigilance has prepared a file against these 2 ex-ministers as well as former IAS officers, and in fact, sent to the Punjab Chief Minister for the prosecution. But now, Punjab Chief Minister has given the nod to Punjab Vigilance Bureau to proceed with the further investigation with these 5 names, just because whenever the ex-minister or former IAS officers supposed to be join the investigation or to be named in the investigation, a CM prosecution sanction is very much necessary. So now that nod has been given to the vigilance to investigate the role of these 2 ex-ministers of Akali Dal, including Sharanjit Singh Dhillon and Janeja Singh Sekho, and 3 former IAS officers, former Chief Secretary Sarvesh Kaushal, former Special Secretary KBS Sidhu and Secretary Kansing Pannu. They all were into the Irrigation Department and PW Department when the entire scam was happened during the tenure of Akali Dal government from 2007 to 2017. And since Congress came into power, they have registered the FIR, and now Aam Aadmi Party came into the power, they have given the nod to investigate against 2 ex-ministers of Akali Dal. So it is a trouble mounting situation. Basically, it is a 1200 crore scam of Irrigation Department, which is actually reveals that how the bogus contracts has been given by favoring contractor Gurinder. Crores of the contracts has been given to only contractor Gurinder by flouting all the norms, and even that amounts to 1200 crore. So this is how now the entire scam is unfolding. But yes, a trouble mounting situation for the Akali Dal ministers as well as former bureaucrats. Now vigilance will ask them to join the investigation and further their role will be probed. Yes.
All right, Amandeep reporting on that, joining us from Chandigarh. Thank you very much. So as Amandeep is pointing out, trouble mounting, of course, for those 2 former ministers and 3 IAS officers who will now be probed in the irrigation scam.